x minus 4 must be bigger than 0, and x minus x plus 1 must be bigger than 0. And now here's the most important part. Let's do some math for fun. Today, I am going to talk about the general method of solving system of inequality. Now, the first step is solve for x by finding the range for each inequality. And to find the inequality of the following, in order to find the range for the following inequality, you plot the graph, find a curve that satisfies the inequality, and use it to define the range. And plot each inequality in a number line, which means that when you have two different range, you plot it on the same number line, and you find the overlapping region from the number line and define the range of the overlapping region. So this is the general method of solving system of inequality. And if you ask me what type of inequality is suitable to use, well, it's no restriction. There are no restriction. You can use any type of inequality like polynomial, radical, reciprocal or rational, exponential, logarithmic, trigonometric, and a lot of types of function. And the number of inequality that you can put, and if you want to solve this, is unlimited. You can put anything you want, because according to step 2, plot each inequality in a number line and find the overlapping region and use the overlapping region to define the range, which means that no matter how much you put the range, you can still find the range, right? Because you got the overlapping region, and the overlapping region is the region that will satisfy both of the inequality at the same time. And let's go to the example. So what I got here is the example. So find the condition of x by defining its range. So as always, if you guys interested in these two questions, pause the video and try them for yourself. I hope you guys solve the question, and this video is just recap to my very first video, which is geometric solving. And yes, this situation is very similar. So now if you haven't watched my very first video of my channel, be sure to watch it, because this is the recap of the following video. Now if you watch my very first video and you remember how to find the condition of x, you must know that the length and the width of the following rectangle must be bigger than 0, right? Which means that x minus 4 must be bigger than 0, and x minus x plus 1 must be bigger than 0. And now here's the most important part. Now when we want to let's say we want to find the value of x, and of course it's the quadratic equation, and we will get two possible solutions. And these two possible solutions, you plug in inside of this length and the width one by one. You must make sure that this length and width of the rectangle must be bigger than 0, or you can say must be positive at the same time, which means in order to find the condition of x by defining it which means the condition of x is to solve the system of linear inequality of these two linear inequality. So based on step 1, solve for x by finding the range of each inequality. So for this inequality, we will get x is bigger than 4, and for this x is bigger than -1. The second step is plot each inequality in a number line. So in a number line now. So when we plot this number line, and x must be bigger than 4, so let's say here is 4, and x must be bigger than -1, and x must be bigger than 4, we could draw as like this, right? This dot is clear because it's not enclosed, and x must be bigger than -1, just draw right here, right? So this arrow represents x must be bigger than -1, and what we got right here. And the third step is to find the overlapping region from the number line. So where is the overlapping region? Here, right? This region. This region represents the overlapping region because the overlapping region satisfies both inequality at the same time. So define the range of the overlapping region, which means that I need to define the range of the red region. So our final answer is x must be bigger than 4, which means that the condition of x of this rectangle, when you find the value of x by using the area, by using the information given, must be bigger than 4 in order to satisfy the geometric logic. And now let's solve for b. Now we have rectangle 1, and with given length and width, and we have rectangle 2 with given length and width, and the area of the rectangle 1 minus the area of the rectangle 2 is 10 centimeters squared. So what we can think is this multiply this minus this multiply this. Of course we will get a quadratic equation, and we will solve for x, and this is also the same as a, but it's a little bit difficult. What do I mean? Now let's see right here. Now as I was saying, that when for geometry, right, the length and width must be bigger than 0. So 3x plus 1 must be bigger than 0, x minus 3 must be bigger than 0, x minus 1 must be bigger than 0, and 2x minus 1 must be bigger than 0. And remember, just like the question A, when we got possible solution and we plug in one by one if we plug in the value of x one by one, we must make sure that these 4 lengths must be positive at the same time, which means that our condition of x is to solve the system of inequality of these 4 linear inequality. How can you do that? Now, just like step number 1, solve for x by finding the range for each inequality, which means that for this inequality, x is going to be bigger than -1/3. For this, x must be bigger than 3. For this, x must be bigger than 1. For this, x must be bigger than 1/2. And we plot each inequality, which is this, and this, in a number line. So I will draw a number line right here. This is going to be so long, so I will plot it very long. Now, which one is the biggest number? 3. This is 3. And next is 1. And the third one is 1/2. And the fourth one is 1/-1/3. And let's say this is 0. So let's plot the first one. The first one must be bigger than 1 over 3. The second one must be bigger than 3. The third one must be bigger than 1. I don't know if I have the space to draw this further. And the fourth one is x must be bigger than 1 over 2. So let me just draw right here. Don't mind me because I didn't think about the space. So, and we are done. We are plot the second step is done. Now let's go for step number 3. The step number 3 is to find the overlapping region from the number line, which means that we need to find the overlapping region for the range. Which means to find the overlapping region, we must find the region that has 4 lines, 4 arrows that going in the same direction. No, it's not going from the same direction. We have 4 arrows going in either left or right direction, as long as we have 4 arrows, and that 4 arrows, the region that filled with 4 arrows is going to be the overlapping region. So which one is the overlapping region? Here, right? So which means, and then we already know where is the overlapping region. So our last step is define the range of the overlapping region. So how to define? Only x is bigger than 3. So our final answer is x must be bigger than 3. If x must be bigger than 3, so that these 4 lengths is positive at the same time. So as I said, the number of inequality you put doesn't matter. The type of inequality you put doesn't matter, as long as you apply the step of this. As soon as you apply the step to solve the system of inequality, that's why it is a general method, because you can apply for any type of inequality and any number, any amount of inequality. So it depends on you. It's freedom. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you learned something new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for upcoming math videos, and I will see you guys next time.